everybody, and welcome to Look Back. This is where we go back, or I go back, and take a look at reviews I did 1, 5, and 10 years ago, and tell you how they've changed, what I think about them today, if I've even thought of them since I've reviewed them. So we're going to start with games I reviewed last year in 2016, and we'll start with Besieged. Wow, did we want to like this game. Wow, did we take some garbage for not liking it, but it is not a good game. And in fact, I dropped my rating of it. The miniatures may have blinded me. I think they're so beautiful and so pretty and everything. It's like, it's got to be good. It sounds so cool. It's a tower defense, but humongous swings of luck combined with a very extreme difficulty, combined with just, especially with the more players, just not a lot of fun. It sounds cooler than it is, which is a shame. Sing It is an okay game about finding a word and singing a song. Good. All right, keep going. Ra. Jason and I took a look back at Ra, which is a classic auction game that a lot of people like. This one has dropped for me over the years. It's a 6.5 now for me here, and I still like it. But there's other auction games I like better, but I can see this game is like smooth. It's silk as you just auction for different tiles. Tumult Royale. This game is kind of intriguing because there's some real-time aspects here, but if you do too much on one thing, you can kind of cause a collapse in the economy. It has a little bit of economy, has a little bit of area control. It's a very unique game, and I suspect we won't hear much about it in the future, but it is a kind of an interesting experience. So for now, I'll keep it the same rating. Food Fighters, this one, I mean, part of it, I really like the artwork. Josh Capel does some amazing stuff, but just as it's a two-player game, and this one gets a boost. I think I might rate it a 6 for me, but with families and kids, it's especially fun as you go back and forth doing actions, attacking each other. That's Food Fighters. Viola, this was one that not a lot of people know about, but I like the party game. It's like, do this, stack these. You know, you almost feel like you're doing like a finger circus as you're going around and doing different actions. That's a cool idea, and it worked well. Arcadia, a year ago, I did a re-review of Arcadia. When I first reviewed Arcadia, I said it was broken. And you know what? It was broken because they had misprinted some cards, and so they reprinted those cards, sent them out. We played it, and lo and behold, much, much better game. Cool little drafting game. Probably closest to Splendor in an amusement park is probably the closest thing. That's a good thing, though. It's very fun. Then Grand Austria Hotel. Jason and I reviewed this one. I have played this more since, and each time I am most impressed. Now, note, you'll notice my rating has gone up to an 8, but that is for 2 or 3 players. With 4, this game is simply too long. My rating for 4 would probably be a 6 at best, unfortunately. However, if you play with 2 or 3, there's dice drafting. I mean, these designers are hot, hot, hot for me. I love this. So that's Grand Austria Hotel. And then Star Wars Rebellion, we reviewed a year ago. Still amazing, still feels like the entire epic movies come to life on the board in front of you with changes, different scenarios happen, but the same sort of thing, watching Death Stars blow stuff up, seeing an assault on the planet, hunting down the rebels, hiding, making little strategic strikes. Really cool, really a great game, certainly one of the best games of the year. Now let's travel back 5 years ago to where I took a look at Greedy Greedy. I was too kind to this game. I was pretty adamantly against it. Then I'm like, why did I give it a 4? So that gets dropped down. Just too much luck. Not really that good looking of a game, so bleh. Rails of New England was a game I really wanted to like. There's obviously a big problem with it where the map, unless you are like a Connecticut native or a New England native, you don't know where anything is and it's hard to find them. And there's some cool concepts of building this network around and stuff. You know, there's a lot of rail games out there, but I felt like the graphic design detracted from that just a bit to make it just not a game I wanted to play. Cubulus is a really interesting abstract game where you have this 3D thing and you're pushing things in, and probably it's not that strategic maybe, but it's so neat to be able to take this thing and manipulate it around, some cool components, so I like that. Jamaica. Now, Jamaica did not come out 5 years ago. We just happened to review it, Sam and I. I still think Jamaica is a great, great racing game. The only reason it's not in my collection is because Sam and Z and everyone else seems to have it, so I'll just play their copies. But it is a wonderful, fun game. And Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Woo! I remember being impressed with the theming of the game. I liked the idea that You're putting out a fire. That's something everyone can get behind. The family game works well with families, even kids. You add in the special abilities. So much fun. There's been so many expansions and different variants that have come out over the years. I still really like this one a lot. Then we go back to 10 years ago. I played Chopstick Dexterity Mega Challenge 3000, which essentially is grab stuff out of a bowl with chopsticks. Okay, that's not an amazing thing, and my rating is adjusted accordingly. I'm not very good at it. I'm not good with chopsticks. However, every time I've taken this somewhere, everyone does seem to have a blast playing it. And Take It to the Limit, which is interesting because just a couple weeks ago I reviewed Take It Easy, which is the precursor to Take It to the Limit. I reviewed them out of order, 10 years out of order. But Take It to the Limit is a game in which one person's calling out tiles. You place these tiles on your board, trying to form rows and things. It is an excellent game. As you sit there, it's like a puzzle game. Everyone's doing it at the same time, so you can have a huge amount of players if you want. Just really, really fantastic. Certainly check that one out. So that is my look back for games a year, 5 years, and 10 years ago. I'll see you next week. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.